Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Soul, and welcome to my channel, Beautiful Soul Tarot. I'm super excited because this is the inaugural reading posting on this channel, and I decided to do a pick-a-pile for the messages from your spiritual team. On the first pile, we have Labradorite. On the second pile, we have Pleiadian citrine, I believe. I need to double check. I think it's citrine. And on pile 3, we have amethyst. The timestamps will be below, and some of you might be drawn to more than one pile, so don't be afraid to check them out. Also, full disclaimer, my tarot readings are here for confirmation only. It's supposed to confirm what it is you already know, and I just really want all of you to remember that you have your own free will and to hold yourself accountable. If something doesn't resonate for you, don't try to make it fit. And, join me on this journey. Grab a notebook, write some things down if things resonate for you. And, come back and see if what you chose was right for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, pile 1, welcome to your reading. I have pulled some tarot cards ahead of time. I've actually pre-pulled a bunch of cards ahead of time. I did some oracle cards as well as tarot cards, and then I will also be shuffling additional tarot cards to see if there's any other messages that are there. And okay, let's get started. So for the first card, we have Justice. Okay, so immediately balance comes into my mind, shifting into balance, finding balance, and understanding what needs to be released and healed in order to move forward for your highest good. I love these cards. They're really, really beautiful and very descriptive, and they're not the traditional imagery that you would see in a Rider-Waite. But I love how we have the sun and the moon being balanced upon the sword, which for me are truths and everything, your light and your shadow. This is saying that the universe is helping you achieve balance. Your spiritual team is really out here working for you to achieve balance in a very impactful way. Some of you have been feeling kind of, for lack of a better word, imbalance, and just kind of like you're not finding your footing. You're not really progressing or moving towards the things that you really, really want to move towards, or you might feel like there's been some detours and delays. I'm here to tell you that your spiritual team is here to help you find that balance and really here to help you decide what is important for you to take with you and what is important for you to release in order for you to move forward. This card is also ruled by Libra. And, some of you may be a Libra or have some Libran energy in your charts. But it is an air sign. An air sign are about communication. It's about intellect and ideas. And so with the Justice card here and the sword, it kind of looks like the Ace of Swords for me. It's kind of like allowing your truth, your authenticity to kind of lead you away from things that are not serving you so that you can have a more balanced life. Yeah. So what's the next card? Let's see. Oh, Strength. Love it. Love it. Okay, definitely having more sun energy coming in here with the Strength card being ruled by Leo and Leo being ruled by the sun. I love this. I love this photo here because it's like a rose with thorns. It's so beautiful. It stands alone. It's there. It's strong. And, even though it's very delicate and, roses are like symbols of love, and like, it just reminds me of like the heart, Some of you might have been feeling like, just from your experiences, things have kind of made you a little thorny or like defensive, in a sense of you want to protect yourself, and that's completely fine. But I just want to remind you that there are things in life that just cannot be taken from you, like your destiny, your purpose. It cannot be taken from you. You cannot make a mistake and completely be taken away from your path or your destiny. Everything flows into one another. I really truly believe that. And in my life, that has completely been true. Sometimes I feel like a detour is totally taking me off. And then a couple months later, I realized I had to go through that in order to get some information, get some knowledge, some wisdom, in order to move forward. And with the strength card coming up here, this is you finding the courage to be your full-fledged self, and also understanding that as much as you put out into the world, you have to also put into yourself. You have to pour into yourself. An empty cup cannot serve, serve anybody. You have to keep your cup full. And like, I've always been a very giving person myself. And I feel like this pile is also very giving and very generous with their time, with their energy. And that's really, really beautiful. But you have to understand how to balance that. And you have to understand that you might need some time to replenish your energies. And so if you've been feeling like you don't have the energy or the wherewithal to really be your full-fledged self, your spiritual team is here working out for you. They're really here to help you keep your light lit, keep your flame lit, keep you energized so that you can move forward. Okay, let's see what this next tarot card is. The Four of Keys or the Four of Swords. Okay, so that kind of makes sense because of what I said. So with the Four of Swords, this talks about rest and healing, right? It also kind of like, you see how these three keys are balancing on this one key? I feel like for you, just intuitively as I'm looking at this is you and this is other people and things that you've been balancing. And you might have been feeling a little smothered. You might have been feeling a little taxed energetically. But this card right here, also, ruled by Jupiter in Libra, is here to tell you that healing and rest are integral to restoring energy and finding a healthy, balanced life. Your spiritual team might want you to take up some meditation. And I know for me, like, I can't sit all the time and meditate. Sometimes I meditate while I clean. Sometimes I do walking meditation. Sometimes I'll put songs on and repeat, and have them on repeat, just so that nothing changes, so that my mind can kind of be at ease and I just know what to expect so that the messages can come in. So like in whatever way you can find rest and relaxation or time to meditate, do it. It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to improve your life. And maybe you're moving so much and doing so much that you haven't had time to relax. And this is a message of stillness, of like balancing all this energy. Like, yeah, some of you might, some of you are definitely, I would imagine that some of you might have a grand fire trine or a grand air trine. And like with grand trines, they are really big energy, but they're energy that we need to learn how to work with and how to master. And it requires a little bit of discipline. And so for me, I just feel like your spiritual team is like here to like, listen, you got the energy, you have the ability, but like you have to like learn how to use it in a way that is going to work for you, not really work for others, and honestly, like if you figure this out now and you take the time now, you're going to be able to give more because you're giving to yourself. So yeah, those are the tarot cards that I pulled. I'm also going to pull some additional cards here on camera because I feel like there might be some messages that need to come through. So I'm gonna let's see how many cards fall. Okay. Let's see. And also bear with me. This is I'm finding my setup. And my beautiful fur baby, my cat, she has been in a very frisky mood today, and she's been, she just wants all my attention now that she sees me like setting up. Okay. She sees me like she just wants all my attention, so she might be okay. Let's see, is there another card coming through? Okay, 2 more cards. Okay. All right, so the first card that fell out was the Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, like, okay, with the Eight of Cups in reverse, this is saying to me that some of you some of you are kind of afraid to walk away and choose yourself. Some of you are kind of not afraid, but apprehensive about what that's going to do to your like social circles or your life. Like if you pull away, how people are going to interpret that and stuff like that. And I'm here to tell you that with the eight of cups upright, this is saying that you're walking away from the things that no longer serve you. So with eight of cups coming in reverse, it's kind of like figure it out, figure your shit out, figure out what is not serving you, and really address it on a holistic level. Also too, this is, you know what I keep hearing in my head? I keep hearing, it'll be good. It'll be good the next time. Like I'll take this L now. Like I'll take it now, and you know, I'll figure it out. And my thing is, like I said before, if you keep your cup full, anything that overflows, you can give freely. And this is saying, your spiritual team is telling you that you need to balance choosing yourself over others. I feel like you've been choosing others for a while, and it's kind of created a little bit of stagnancy for you. And, you know, it's okay. With any card that comes out in reverse, I've learned that that energy is present, and no matter what, like you can work with that energy to turn it upright. Reversals are not negative things. It's just telling you about energy that's blocked. So like with the Eight of Cups, it's saying like you might be having a hard time choosing yourself. You might have a hard time really addressing certain things, and like you need to address your emotions and listen to your body, your physicality and your spirituality, like they're all connected. So like you need to like really pay attention to that. Then we had that fell out was the Prince of Swords, mutable air. Yeah, these are messages coming through. These are messages coming through about you. The Prince of Swords is the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is here to tell you, yeah, there are messages coming through. And, you know, in terms of yourself, like how you need to start figuring out how for some of you, I feel like some of you have like made up your mind about something and you've been like super adamant about it. And I get it. Like if you really feel on a deep spiritual level and your intuition is telling you that this idea or this belief is true for you, then I guess you have to honor that. But I would also say that not to be so rigid in your beliefs and be a little bit more flexible, because, you know, we change, you know, and with this card coming out and, you know, I'm putting it over the strength card of Leo. It's like you're allowed to change, and you are changing. Like all of your experiences are changing you. So like don't be so adamant on being what you think others want you to be or believe you to be. Be yourself. Honor your authenticity. Swords are all about authenticity. So and like I feel like the messages that are coming through, like you're gonna start getting confirmations coming through, and I don't know, in like probably a bunch of different ways. But if you needed the message that like it's okay and that like you can decide for yourself, like then maybe this is the message for you with the Prince of Swords. The last two cards that fell out are the Three of Swords as well as the Princess of Wands. You know, I see the corona, the crown, and it immediately makes me think of, you know, this pandemic, and how, you know, it's made a lot of us sit still. It's made a lot of us prioritize ourselves in a way that helps us keep our cups full, help us feel at our best. But with the Three of Swords, this speaks about, you know, the connection between, you know, love and pain and how they're linked. And I feel like those are outdated mindsets that you need to clear out. And, you know, with the Three of Swords and the Page of Wands coming out, it's like be inspired to start cleaning house, be inspired to start removing shit from your life, from your mind, from your path, from your diet, from your environment. Be inspired, because what it's gonna do, it's gonna strengthen you. It's gonna make you a better version of yourself. And I think that is the goal for everyone, is to be their best self, to be a better version of themselves every day, and waking up and choosing that. Also, with the Page of Wands, it's like wands are passion. It's like mission, and they're in your face. So like with the honestly, I feel like some of you just need to tell people to get up out your face. Like, I know what's best for me, and like I get it. Before, I used to do that, and it was cool because you were getting what you needed, but it's not really working for me anymore. And I need to ground, and I really need to like learn how to advocate for myself, and take up the torch, and lead my own life. And like, that's like really, really important. That's an important lesson to learn. Okay. All right. So we're going to move along to our other cards. And, I pulled some oracle cards, so I'm just going to like lay them out, so it's just like easier. So we have, from the shamanic oracle, we have healing energy. And then we have finding sanctuary from the Sacred Travelers oracle. And from the Kali oracle, which I love very much, we have Kalika Tantrika. Hold on, let me just lay these out in a better way. I'm trying to find the best way to lay these out, so that it's all gonna show up in the frame. I'm figuring my shit out, y'all. And like, listen, it's a journey, right? And that's on Tisha Campbell. It's the journey. Okay, so for the Shamanic Healing Oracle, this card literally says healing energy. And I feel like for me, this card is coming out because your spiritual team is confirming the message of addressing healing on an energetic level. Maybe you could benefit from mindfulness or Reiki or even earthing. And if you live, like I live in New York City, so like it's cold as hell right now. So I'm not trying to earth, I'm not trying to put my feet on this snow that has fallen. I'm not trying to do that. But what you can do is you can go and be in nature, be around the trees, be in a place, in a setting that is in nature. Go outside for a walk and like really allow, yourself to come into contact with earth in some capacity. Also too, I feel like this card has come out because it's asking you to address healing the relationship with yourself. And I say that because of the Strength card that came out, as well as like the Four of Swords that came out. Like all of it's like shifting into balance so that you can really move forward. Okay, so the next card we have here is Finding Sanctuary. And with Finding Sanctuary, you may not be feeling connected to your path, like I said before, or your spiritual body. And that could be influencing your decisions, honestly. It's important for you to get quiet and pull in. Finding sanctuary in yourself, is of the utmost importance, because you are with yourself all the time. And being able to find serenity and calm in the midst of chaos and upheaval is going to serve you tremendously. The shit that's been going down in the world, it's crazy. Like it's traumatizing, it's triggering. And so like we can only control how we react. We can only control ourselves. And so, when you learn how to pull in and go within and find that peace, you really do, like the card says, open yourself up to your spiritual source. And it's like, you doing that might bring you the answers that you need, might bring you insights for your next move, or like what you should be doing so you can like move forward. Cause like I know some of y'all are tired, and like I get it, I'm exhausted. And but we have to stay dedicated, because if we just sit still, we're not gonna move anywhere, right? Also too, like I feel like some of you have had trouble sleeping. And like have been waking up in the middle of the night. I know for me that's been happening a lot, but it's like with all these clouds coming up, it's kind of like giving me like this dream scene, this dreamy background. It's like this tower here is above all of that. And so I just really want you to like find ways to, you know, change your schedule, change your routine so that you can just be in a more relaxed state. Also too, when I was pulling this card and it fell out, it was 12:12 in the morning. So like, I don't know if 12:12 means anything to you, but you know, I just wanted to mention that to y'all. Also too, with the finding sanctuary, it's like, if you surround yourself with people who are literally there to be of assistance and fan your flame and help you out and not really take from you but want to pour into you, it's gonna make it easier for you to prioritize yourself. Not everybody wants something from you, but there are a lot of people that do. Sometimes they may not even know that they want something from you, but I do want to mention that to you because I feel like you might just need a little bit of a change of scenery. And this card is saying like, you know, pull away and like open yourself up to the world, to the universe, you know. Moving along, for the Kali Oracle, we have Kalika Tantrika. And, you know, I don't know if any of you know the story of Kali. I'm still learning very much about her, but I really love this Kali Oracle deck. I swear every time I pull cards from it, I end up crying because it's like literally the message that I need. And, you know, this is like the sun behind her. And I think that's really, really funny because before we have the Leo card that was here, and that also has the sun on it, right? And she's like looking, you know. But with Kalika Tantrika, this is a message from your spiritual team and also the beloved Dark Mother of Grace. It's a message of duality and integration and healing and creativity. You know, fire energy it can be destructive, but you know, it creates new paths. It's creative, chaotic energy. And this particular form of Kalima is here with the message that you must allow your divine feminine to take the lead. In order for you to shift and kind of disrupt what has been negative in your life and move into something entirely new. Don't be afraid of destruction. Don't be afraid of it in any form, honestly, because when things get destroyed, they transform and they turn into something else, right? She's asking you to trust and not question what it is you already know to be true, but you just refuse to admit it. Like, don't dishonor your intuition by asking questions. And that's something that I've learned and I'm learning and still working through. But yeah, for my Power Ones, some of y'all be getting intuitions and downloads brought to you by your spiritual team, and y'all are like, that doesn't really seem right. Like, let me see if that's wrong. And it's like, that's all ego based. Like, intuition is when you get a message and like it comes clear as day. You weren't thinking about it, and the message just like comes through. For me, it's like I don't really have to investigate it. Sometimes you have to investigate it, but you know, with intuition, it's like it's clear as day. And sometimes it feels like it's like screaming in your mind, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? But you have to trust it. Another thing is you're going through an evolution. Your soul is evolving, and it's understandable why things may not feel the same or work for you anymore. You're experiencing this evolution because your needs and desires are also being transformed. And if you've been going nonstop, like I mentioned before, like maybe it's time for you to slow down and tap in, and that's on Sweetie, and allow for your heart to guide you instead of your mind. You know, with the strength card that came out, I'm saying that rose is like, it reminds me of like the heart, you know, and how sometimes you go through these experiences and you get hurt, and then like you put these thorns. It's like, don't hide or dismiss what you feel in your heart, because that is going to guide you so much better. The heart pumps without us even thinking about it. It is a huge source of spiritual energy. Everything we feel comes through our heart first. And like, this is just asking you to not allow your mind to be the director of your life. Allow your heart to be a co-director, and then be in agreement with your mind. But this card right here, Kalika Tantrika, is asking you that to like understand that things are happening beneath the surface, and you may not see it, but you have to feel your way through it. Okay? The next two cards that I pulled were a new moon, which says a new start is coming. And this is like very true. It's like once you really start feeling your way through, shit is going to shift in such a way that it's going to create newness for you. And I think I mentioned that before. Like, don't be afraid of the new because it's unfamiliar and you don't really know what that is. It might be exactly what you want, but like you can't move about in such a fear-based way because you just need to see what it is. You're never going to see everything. So it's like you just have to make a decision to start new and to change and to move forward. Because when you do, things really do shift. Also, too, we have new moons coming up. It's like set some intentions. New moons are about calling things in, manifesting, planting seeds. And sorry, it's like you have to believe the best for yourself, because it's really, really important, and it's imperative for you to do this. Okay? Because no one else is going to be able to steward your life other than you. Like, you have to take accountability and really decide, like, what is it that I want? And why am I afraid to start new? Like, we are all new. Every day is new. So it's like, we're not unfamiliar with newness. And, you don't start every day in fear, So like, don't allow fear to be a deterrent for you starting new for yourself, for changing yourself and moving forward, okay? Yeah, and then I pulled another oracle card, and it says harvest, and that's definitely in alignment with planting seeds for this new moon. It's like the seeds you're planting now, or the seeds that you have planted, there are things happening below the surface that you don't know. Like, the seeds need to germinate, they need to take root, they need to, get acclimated to their environment. And there's a harvest coming, but you have to decide, like, are you going to cultivate these seeds and work towards the things that you have been, planting seeds about and trying to manifest? Because if you do, honestly, it's going to bless you and reap benefits. It's time, like, we all deserve, like, and you also deserve, Pile One. And it says here, as the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive it all. Some of you are not ready, and you need to get ready, because what is meant for you will never be taken away, like I said. You just have to make the decision that you want it and stick to that decision. The last card I have here is not an oracle card. It's not a tarot card, but this deck is something that really helps me. I really want all of you to feel empowered after you come to my readings, in some shape, form, or fashion. And so I pulled an empowering question card, and this card is, what are those things that make me feel good while I'm doing them? And this is like totally in alignment with everything, because when this card fucking fell out, my jaw dropped. I was like, damn, this pile feels like there's a little bit of fear to do the things that make you feel good, because maybe when you've done that in the past, you've been like discouraged, or you've been, played, or you've been criticized about it. It's like, let your freak flag fly. Let your heart show itself, and like show yourself to don't hide, don't hide, and do the things that make you feel good, and figure out what does make you feel good and what doesn't make you feel good, and clear it all out. This is all that I have for Pile One, and I just want to thank you, and I really hope that these messages that came through for your spiritual team are really exactly what you need to hear. This is kind of, this is my first time reading it. So like, this is a little bit longer than I kind of wanted it to be, but I think that, the messages that came through are great. So, thank you, and be blessed, and protect yourself, protect your energy, and love on yourself, okay? Because once you do that, so many things unlock for you, okay? But thank you, Pile One, and to all my beautiful souls who chose Pile One, like, it's gonna be okay. I promise you. You just have to believe the best for yourself. And I'll see you all later. All my beautiful souls that chose Pile 2, hello. And messages from your spiritual team. I pulled some tarot cards first. Ahead of time, I pulled a lot of cards ahead of time. And what I will be doing is, shuffling and pulling additional messages from the tarot to see if there's anything else. And then I have other oracle cards that I have pre-pulled for this pick-a-pile. And, hopefully there will be a message in this for you. So like, let's get started. Okay. So for the first card, we have the Devil. It's actually very hilarious because we're right now in Capricorn season. So this card has appeared and comes with the message about your relationship to resistance and acceptance. When we resist, we like often create painful experiences for ourselves. But when we radically accept, that's when we find freedom. And with the Devil card, this card is different. And I love this deck, as I mentioned in the first pile. Like, I love this deck because of the imagery. This card appears to be a mirror, when usually the Devil is literally the devil, and then like the lovers, kind of chained to him. And for me, the Devil coming out as a mirror, this makes me ask, what in your life, Pile 2, is reflecting to you your resistance to what you should accept? And what is it that you are attached to in the material world? I'm sorry. When I said that, I just heard Material Girl. Sorry, by Santana. I love that. I love that song. Yeah, but like with the devil being ruled by Capricorn, this says that like this needs to be worked through. Like, what is it in your material life that is kind of like holding you from and keeping you from moving forward or being healthy, and working through some of your addictions, and like, I don't mean just like addictions to substances. Sometimes it's addictions to patterns, or addictions to mindsets and beliefs. Like, so like with this card showing up, it's like, we're in Capricorn season. Like, how are you working through all of your shit so that you can not be doing the same stuff, like, like that you did in the past? Like, and your spiritual team really wants you to take emotional inventory and like really look at yourself in a way that is honest and truthful, but not hurtful and critical. We're all human, and we make mistakes, and like, that is completely allowed. Like, you're allowed to make mistakes. And like I mentioned in Pile 1, like, your mistakes, they are sometimes your greatest teachers, and they bring you a lot of wisdom. So yeah, like with this Devil card coming out, like, a lot of people, the Devil card gets a really bad rap. But honestly, it's just energy. It's just energy. And it's energy that can be worked with, energy that can be worked through and used, so like, taking the time to reflect and really think about what it is that you need to stop resisting and just kind of give into, so that you can like work through and move forward. Like, it's really, really important. I've kind of learned on, this journey of figuring my own shit out, that sometimes when you feel emotions, they can be really scary, right? But if you feel them and you sit with them, they become way less intimidating. So like, when they come up again, it's like, okay, I understand why I'm feeling like this. I get it. Okay, so this is just like a reaction. This is not like this is not a permanent circumstance. Like I'm just feeling like this, and it's something that I felt in the past, but it's not, this is not the same. It's just something in me that my body and my spirit are telling me that I need to work through. And I just looked at the time, it was 444 when I did that. So maybe some of you might work with those numbers, or for me, 444 is definitely Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael, he defeated the devil. So like, or not defeated the devil, but he kind of like, he conquered him a little bit in a sense. The devil is just like another side of the coin. It's something that will always be present, shadow and light, and like that is basically what the devil represents. So it's like, holding space for your shadow is like really, really, really important, because it's going to allow for you to understand how to work with it. Shadow energy can be very helpful at times, and it can also be very destructive, and it has to be balanced. Okay. So the next card that I have here is the 8 of Candles, or the 8 of Wands. This card is the complete opposite of the Devil card in the sense of the dynamism that it expresses. It's like completely dynamic. It's like, it's light, like literally light and shadow. Like I freaking love this deck. This lets me know that you're going to get through whatever burdens or issues or problems that you viewed as immovable or insurmountable. Like your problems are not bigger than you. They are just problems. And at the end of the day, everybody has problems. Everybody struggles every day. But it's like how you work through those struggles that are really, really important. And this card, is ruled by the first decan of Sagittarius, which is expressed through Mercury. And Mercury is all about communication. And like, I know right now, we're headed into a Mercury retrograde, and we're about to move into the shadow period if we're not already in the shadow period. I'm still a student of astrology, so like, please don't come for me. I'm learning. So maybe for me, like, this kind of makes me feel like you're going to get some clarity, or like some messages are going to come through about how to move forward during the Mercury retrograde. It also makes me feel like some of you might have been born with Mercury in retrograde in your chart. And like, I know that during a Mercury retrograde, messages coming through with clarity is kind of contradictory, because sometimes Mercury retrograde completely fucks up communication and like how people interpret things. But you might be different. I have ADHD, so like I was born, I think, during a Mercury retrograde. So when Mercury retrogrades happen, I like thrive. So this might be a time for you to thrive. And there might be messages coming through that are gonna help you. So I would just say be vigilant and just be mindful of like signing any contracts or any deals, anything that is like permanent at this time, because sometimes things might start out and you might understand it to be one way, and then it could kind of change and become something. And in true Mercury fashion, my camera just like cut off. And so yeah, where was I? Yeah, contracts. So like, it's just to be mindful that some things might start out one way and then they might end up turning into something else. So just being like really, really clear about that during the Mercury retrograde time. And like, I can't tell you what to do, but I can suggest that you just like use your discernment and discern like what feels right, and you do what you decide to do with that. Okay. I'm going to pull some additional tarot cards on camera to see if there's any other energies that are present, or any other messages that your spiritual team wants you to know. And like, I apologize. You know what? I'm not apologizing, because I didn't lose that video. It just cut off. We got to stop saying sorry when we're not in, like, I'm not in trouble. I'm grown. This is my page. Okay, so again, we got the 8 of Cups that came out and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, we love to see that. Under the deck, let's see. is King of Swords. Okay, so that's like using your discernment, making a plan, seeing clearly, having clarity. Yeah, that's definitely something really, really good in the message here. Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Cups upright. Some of you have really worked through your mindsets of like you're like, I hate saying poverty mindsets, but like your poverty mindset. Like with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, this is saying that you are gonna get yours. You are worthy of receiving what it is that you want. And I just saw 222. Excuse me, 222 on the timestamp as I was recording, which is like, don't worry, like right place, right time. But you are gonna get what you want. I think you just need to address some of the things that you've been afraid to work through, and the universe is bringing you a message that it might be time for you to start walking away from the things that. No, it's definitely time for you to start walking away from the things that don't serve you. You have the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups that fell out, and like eight's about transformation. So it's like, it's time for you to start transforming your relationship, transforming your habits, transforming how you think about yourself in order to move forward for your highest good. Like it's imperative. It's also like time for you to really start addressing your emotions and really looking at how your emotions are coloring and painting your decisions. Some of you might numb yourself with foods or substances. Like, I'm not here to judge when you're feeling overwhelmed. I'm here to tell you that to kind of stop doing that and like really sit with your feelings. Like I mentioned before, really sit with them so that you can learn how to work with them so that they don't trigger you and take you to a place where you feel like you need to numb yourself. Okay. Also too, if you are struggling with addiction, like ask for help. It is okay. It's okay. Like we all need help sometimes, and your spiritual team is here to help you. It's here to help move you out of this place of like stuckness and stagnancy. And I love that. I love that. Okay, so for the oracle cards that I've pulled, we have burden, taking shelter, and from the Kali oracle, we have Kurukula. I love her. Oh my gosh, she's the baddest. Okay, so for burden, I think it's very interesting that you have like this ant. You know, ants, I don't know if ants feel like they're ever burdened by their day-to-day life. Some of you might feel like that. That might not apply to all of you, but some of you might. But you know, even the smallest things or the smallest jobs or the things that we see as insignificant, they still play a major part. And sometimes small and insignificant people can create burdens for us. And like, you know, that's for some of you. That's not for all of you. But I think it's really interesting that this has come up because of the depiction of the Devil card. Like, how is your life a reflection of what you have taken from others that didn't belong to you? You know, because I'm thinking like ants in a picnic. You're like at a picnic and then like you're eating and then the ants start trailing to take something. You know, like what is it that you have taken from somebody that doesn't belong to you? Like, I just feel like some of you, maybe some of you, this may not apply to all of you, but some of you may be dealing with familial boundary issues, either currently or in the past, that have kind of created this cycle where you kind of become a pack mule for other people's shit and other people's like energy and stuff like that. And it's making you feel like because with the 10 coming here, like it's the end of a cycle. So that makes me feel like you must learn to release and do something different in order to be liberated from whatever burden you are encountering. And sometimes that burden, like the Devil card in this particular deck being the Mirror, sometimes the burden is you. Sometimes you need to get out of your own way. Sometimes you need to give yourself the permission that like you want ease and you want happiness, and like that's really all it takes. It's just like is the burden a lack of self-confidence? And like, is that contributing to how you see your worth? You know? I don't know. Only you can answer that for yourself. With the Sacred Traveler Oracle, we have Taking Shelter. And this card kind of reminds me of the Hermit because of the lantern and the stars here. And I think this is like a pretty straightforward message for me. It's to just like remove yourself from any toxicity or feelings about your place in someone's life or direction you're heading in. Like completely pull away, completely take shelter, and like really take an emotional inventory. Some of you might have also been attracted to another pile. I think pile one, there were kind of similar messages in that. And so like if you were, I go back and I look at that because the emotional inventory, that message also came through. But like with the Hermit, like the star, he's like, he has the star and the lantern and he's like, it's the torch, it's like leading him, but he has to figure out his own shit so he can figure out where he wants to go and where that's going to lead him. Ultimately, you just need to get away from all the noise so you can hear your own thoughts and like really feel through your own intuition. Maybe you can take a solo trip somewhere like for the weekend, or just like turn off your phone and completely unplug from the world so you can just have some peace, like get off social media. You know, what we see on these apps, like that's what we consume. Like we're visually consuming, our brain is consuming. So maybe you might just need to take some shelter away from everything, from the noise. If you live in a big city, you might need to go to a cabin. You might need to like get out in nature. Like this definitely has similar messages to pile one. So like I think you should definitely look at that. I feel like you're too accessible to others and you're inaccessible to your own self, which is like weird because you're always with yourself. But like I feel like spirit is calling you out, and like, so you can just address it and move forward. That's like really all I'm getting from that. For the Kali Oracle, this is Curricula. Oh my God, she's so gorgeous. She's stunning. She's like absolutely stunning. I love her because I'm a Sag and she has the bow and arrow, but you know, some of you might be empaths or sensitives. I'd say witches. Some of y'all may have even casted spells recently. And this is like a confirmation that whatever spell you have cast, it's like working. That might not be for all of you, but for some of you, this particular form of Kalima, Curricula, is known for her dominion over the realm of magnetism and like things that can be attracted. She also has dominion over the realm of spell casting. And that's why I said that. However, how she works is like you must give something up in order to receive. It's like you have to sacrifice something. So maybe you might have to sacrifice if you have addictions to being on social media, you might have to sacrifice that and like delete some apps for some time, or completely like turn your phone off and like from the overstimulation. You might be like overly stimulated and you just need to like get quiet and kind of not be as stimulated technologically, but more stimulated in nature, or just like on this, like, yeah, in nature, like totally. Maybe sitting by the fire might work for you. I like to fire gaze. It like really helps. It also unlocks your third eye. It's really great. And you know, she has this like fiery emblem in her third eye area. Curricula is really asking you to create space. And once you do, you'll be open to receiving all of her spiritual blessings. But like only after karmic conditions are completely cleared. And when I say karmic conditions, I mean anything that's connected to lower frequencies. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me just take a sip of water. It's like winter, you know? I'm not gonna beat myself over it. I'm having like a little bit of I have to keep clearing my throat. And sometimes that's an indication that their messages, like I'm trying to catch them and things are like kind of clearing. Maybe for you, some of you might need to do some throat chakra work. This is sodalite, and this is a stone that's really great for throat chakra. I've definitely used this when I've had to negotiate things for myself, when I needed to speak to somebody where I felt a little fearful of, not saying the right things. Like, that might be a great stone for you. Also, citrine might be a great stone for you. Um, but yeah, like, Carúcula is here with the message of peace, and she wants, y'all, this is the third time that my phone has cut off because I've run out of storage. I really have to address this. I might need to get better storage situation. But just to move along, Carúcula is here with the message of peace. Even though I don't really have my peace right now, I think this is very telling to just practice patience with yourself. Practice patience. It's okay. Things are not always gonna work out, but you just gotta practice patience. She's here with the message of peace, and wants you to understand that you don't have to hide yourself from the world. And she's gonna help you in keeping your energetic field clear, clear from clutter, unwanted energies, And she's also here to support you to find the clarity that you need to move forward for your highest good. And sometimes the clarity could be that there's just clutter that needs to be addressed. Baby, I'm so sorry, my cat, she's really on one today. And I know the devil is out here really trying to work my last nerve, but it's not gonna happen. So for the last remaining oracle cards I have here are New Moon in Gemini, communication is key, and Destiny. It's another 8, which I think that's 3 8s. So triple 8. Some of y'all got some money coming to y'all. Some of y'all casted spells for abundance and money, and I ain't mad at you. Communication is key. This is falling out to say that you need to state what you need. If people are being a burden to you, if they're treating you wrong and treating you in a way that you don't feel like really honors you, it's up to you to address that. Gemini is very clear in their they're like the house for community. They rule the house of communication. And so like you need to start communicating, if not only to others, but to yourself, what you need, and like not settle. Also with this card, Destiny, it says all that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. And it's just like you might have to just like pull away and completely walk this path by yourself so that you can move into your destiny. Some of you have also probably been doing manifestation rituals to, meet your spiritual team. And I'm sorry, my cat is yelping. She's really on one right now. She wants so much attention and it's driving me crazy, but I love her. Remember, your destiny cannot ever be taken from you. And I just want to keep repeating that and reiterating that it can't be taken from you. And sometimes it's your destiny to honor your feelings and honor your wishes and yourself. And like, that's enough, right? The last card that I have, I pulled something because I want you guys to feel empowered after you, come to my readings. But it's not a tarot card. It's not an oracle card. It's an empowering question card. And it says here, what advice on life would I give to myself if I was a mother and wished nothing but happiness for my child? And I think that's, I think that kind of hits the nail on the head. It's because like some of us might need to learn how to mother ourselves. And I think I mentioned earlier that, some of you may have been dealing with familial boundary issues. I definitely mentioned that. So it's just kind of like, sometimes you have to mother yourself. Sometimes you have to take care of yourself in a way that is nurturing. I apologize for all of the cuts and the jumps and everything. I'm still figuring things out, but this is all that I have for you, Pile 2. And I just want to say thank you. If you've been attracted to other piles, I definitely think that you should go look at them. But I just want to say thank you and, be blessed and, don't be so hard on yourself, and you got this, and, continue to cultivate your light and shine it into the world. Hey, what's up, Pile 3? To all my beautiful souls that chose Pile 3, this is your reading and messages from your spiritual team. I've been encountering a lot of technical issues, and that Mercury shadow period, I feel like it's already upon me. But I'm gonna work through this and just bear with me. This is the last pile, so please understand that I'm trying to get these messages out, and it kind of feels like I have to like rush through this because I'm just like afraid I'm gonna like run out of space. But I promise you, I will do my best to really take my time, but also be really efficient. Okay, so I pulled 2 tarot cards already for this pile, and then I'm going to be shuffling some additional tarot cards for any messages that your spiritual team might have for you. And then I've already pulled oracle cards, and so I'm just going to get started. Okay, so for pile 3, your first tarot card is the High Priestess. Okay. Immediately, the first thing that comes to mind is listening and trusting your intuition. With the moon being a major archetype for the High Priestess, it speaks to the realm of the unconscious, and how she sits between the conscious and unconscious realms. She's a channel, and she is in between both of the realms for a reason. She's kind of a conduit. Yeah, and instinctually, like, I feel like this card came out in this reading to call attention to trust what you know without needing confirmation in a material way. Your intuition is really all you need, and you need to honor the downloads and the messages that have been coming through to you. Also, the High Priestess, she doesn't speak. She's quiet, and that's a big thing. She's silent because she rests in the in-between, and speaking and using her energy in a tactless way really depletes and disconnects her from like that which she is connected to. And to me, it feels like a sacrifice that she's willing to offer in order to honor her purpose in the tarot, in the story of the tarot. So like, I just feel like, and I love this because like you have like the darker pillar and the lighter pillar. Like the original, it's like a woman sitting in between a black and a white pillar, and like that's like the material in the immaterial world. I feel like this is not a time for action for you. For my pile 3s, I feel like this is a time for stillness. I feel like stillness has been like a consistent message throughout all of these readings that I have done. But with the High Priestess, like this is really saying like sit still, get quiet, and like listen if you can. Like I would try some automatic writing. I would keep a journal by my bed. Some of you might be having like these crazy dreams, and then you wake up and then you get on your phone and you automatically like forget it. What I would say is keep a journal or a notebook by your bed. Already have the pen open and ready to go, the page already ready to be written on. And as soon as you wake up, like just write. And like if you can write with like your eyes squinted or like your eyes closed, and like it doesn't have to be perfect, just so you can keep your mind from being stimulated from what's outside and what you see in front of you, and to just stay internally tuned in. Yeah, that's the messages that I have. That's the message that I got for this card. Let's pull your next card. So the next card is the Six of Pentacles. Okay. With this card coming out afterwards, I feel like this is a warning for some of you to just be conscious of what you give away. That's not to scare you. It's just time can be something that you give away freely, and it's just as precious, if not more precious, of a commodity. And maybe you haven't been respecting your own time. Alternatively, this card is associated with acts of service. And, some of you might be spiritual healers. Some of you might be like, some of you might read tarot. Some of you might be psychics or developing your own spiritual gifts. And like, I think that's great. Continue on. But it's important for you to learn how to share that in a balanced manner. On the original Six of Pentacle cards, you have a man giving pentacles to someone while holding the scale, which is ruled by Libra, which definitely speaks of balance. But as you develop like your higher self, pay attention to the relationships you have with others, and address any that are not balanced. Like, it's okay to be like, listen, I don't really feel like what I'm putting into this, friendship, relationship I don't feel like I'm getting back what I'm putting into it. Like, be completely honest and like open about it. First with yourself, and then with the person or persons or people, because I feel like some of you are also questioning your relationship with someone because you're feeling depleted, and not getting a return on your investment is starting to like kind of influence how you think and feel about yourself. If that is the case, take some time to understand and view the impact of some of the relationships that you have, not only energetically, but physically. And remember, here goes my cat with the zoomies. And just like remember that your physicality and your spirituality, they are linked. And it's important to remember that if you maintain balance between the two, oh my God, my cat. If you maintain balance between the two, you will feel at your best. Yeah, that's kind of all I'm getting. And like, okay, so let me just, let me pull some additional tarot cards and see what messages are coming through. If my cat starts like yelping and running back and forth, just disregard. For the people who have cats, y'all understand. For those who don't, y'all may never understand, but she's my familiar and she's my love. I just never can understand why she wants so much attention when I'm trying to do this work. Okay, you got the Queen of Swords. It kind of fell out in reverse, so I'm gonna read it reversed. Okay. This immediately is telling me that like some of you need to work on your boundaries, energetically, physically, emotionally. And some of you may not be talking to some people because you feel like your boundaries have been violated. But I'm very sorry that happened. Okay, and then you have the Eight of Wands. Okay. Under the deck, we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so, yeah, so like, some of you need to have better boundaries. You need to have better boundaries put in place because of the fact that you're feeling so depleted in some of your relationships. And, people only treat you the way that you show them you treat yourself. So I would just say like, and that's not to read you, it's just to say like, if you're not staying balanced, if you're not, upholding the boundaries that you've decided that you want, and you like kind of are a little bit flexible with them with certain people, you give somebody an inch, they're going to try to take a mile. So like, it's just important for you to understand what boundaries for you are like dead set, and like stick to them. With the Queen of Swords, this is also saying like remove all your emotions out of it. What they were in reverse, I feel like some of you have been really emotional, and that's only because you have so many feelings, and like that's okay. But like, there's nothing wrong with removing your feelings and just being clear and saying, listen, I don't like how this is making me feel. And I really want to make it abundantly clear to you that doesn't work for me. With the Eight of Wands coming out, this is your spiritual team bringing you the message that like, they are going to support you through this, and they're going to help you find and achieve that balanced life that you seek. Man, stillness and balance have been like so prevalent in all of these readings. It's also saying like, once you start implementing these clear boundaries, and then you start treating yourself in a way and keeping your cup full, that like things are going to start moving forward for you, and people are not going to be doing the same shit that they've been doing to you, because you're just not going to allow it. The Queen of Swords, like, she is unemotional, and she will chop somebody's heads off. She will chop a head off if somebody off with their heads. Very, very like methodical and very clear. Now I'm not saying that any of y'all should chop somebody's heads off, but like energetically, just like doing some cord cutting, and like really taking space for yourself and like pulling away from people. You know, a good way to figure out if somebody is, you know, draining you is, you know, hanging out with them one-on-one and then seeing how you feel after you leave them. Sometimes people are very unconscious. Some people don't realize that they are pulling things from you, but sometimes people do, and they hang out with you because of, and they keep you around because of what you can do and what you give them. So it's like, never give anything that you are not willing to be okay with giving and not receiving back. Like, it's, you know, it's also like finding balance and understanding that to be in the energy of giving is not to expect to receive it back. It's just, you give freely. And if you don't have it, then you just don't have it. And that's where, oh, see, I see 1111 on this. And that's where you need to start really utilizing the Queen of Swords energy. It's like, if you don't have it, just be like, I don't have it in me today. Okay, so I pulled some oracle cards, and so I'm just gonna lay them out. The first card we have is sexual energy from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, as well as choosing your path from the Sacred Travelers Oracle. And from the Kali Oracle, we have Bagalamukhi. Okay. So immediately, like I said, like, some of you might be healers and not even know it. Sexual energy is healing energy. And like, I've learned that sometimes when you're a healer, you have a lot of sexual energy. Your spiritual team is bringing a message, and this may be for a few of you, but what I'm feeling is that some of you are not using your sexual energy wisely. As I said, sexual energy is about creation, and it's connected to the root and the sacral chakra. And I'm just gonna say it. Beware of using sexual energy to manipulate, or be mindful of being manipulated by it. And I'm all for going for what you want, but you don't need to manipulate to get what you want. And like what you're manifesting, like, you don't have to do that. You don't need to manipulate. It's just, if you need something from someone, simply ask them and allow them to tell you if they're willing to give it to you. Same thing for you. If somebody asks you something, give yourself the time to figure out if it's something you're willing to give. You don't always have to give somebody an answer immediately. And I feel like some of you feel like you have to give an answer to somebody. It's like, you don't. You can take your time. You're like, let me just take some time to process and I'll get back to you. Like, totally take up that space and create that boundary for yourself. Because I feel like you might have people around you who know that about you, and so they put you in these situations where you kind of feel like you have to like either answer to them or give them what they need immediately without really figuring out if it's gonna really help you. For the collective, I feel like this card is coming out because it's calling attention to the connection. It's calling attention to connection, and not connection with another person, but connection with spirit and the collective consciousness, and how you need to be like how we're connected to that, and being uninhibitedly connected to that. Because you see this horse, like, horses, they run free, they roam. Like, this is a stallion, okay? It don't really look like it got the stallion knees, but you know, it's just a drawing. But like the High Priestess, some of you just need to flow and be a channel for your higher self to come through and help you move towards your purpose. With the Sacred Creator Oracle for my Pile 3, choosing your path, it says all is possible, and honestly it is. And I feel like you need to be reminded, Pile 3, that you can have whatever it is that you want for your highest good. If you're not hurting anybody, if you're just out here trying to do good for yourself, like, you shouldn't feel guilty about that. Like, all really is possible. And the way to be liberated and free is to change your mindset. It seems like everything is connecting in this reading, and I love it because like your mind can be changed and so can your decisions. Like this is a time to believe in your greatness and your ability and not give energy to the things that aren't helping you expand. Like we're not doing that anymore. Like we're not. Like no more. For some of you, there's a small shift in your perspective needed in order to glean joy from your journey. Some of you are so focused on your destination that you're not even taking in the sights. And like you see this man right here, like he's choosing his path, but he's like taking in the sights. He's like looking to see like, okay, which way do I want to go? Not, I'm just going to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Like that doesn't work. Not everything, like also like not everything is hard. Like, and you see this man, he's on this path, but he doesn't have any baggage with him. And it, you know, for me, that just brings the message to release some of that baggage, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually, and take in the sights around you, because there's also information and just beauty to like really focus on right now. So that helps energize you. You know, and like, yeah, there will be dips and there will be valleys, but there will also be peaks and mountaintops. Like it's just what it is. Like it's all part of the same thing. But like when you take the time to just gain a better perspective, you know, the higher perspective and the newer consciousness that come, that's like a reward, like for the journey. And so it's like you have to just like simply start and do it. But if you don't try to see it for yourself, like if you don't see that you're great and that you can do what it is you want to do, what it is you believe you are meant to do, then like you will never reap the blessings that await you on the journey. Like you deserve joy and you deserve to be in joy. With Kali Oracle, with Bagalamukhi, let me just read Bagalamukhi. It says, burning golden light of divine protection, she arrests the flow of negativity, particularly of that of our own making. She is divine intervention and sacred activity. She transforms our karma from that which hinders our joy to that which creates true happiness and bliss for ourselves and all beings. Yeah, like I literally said, like you deserve to be like in joy. Like you deserve to have that, you know? As you seek refuge in her, you are protected from gossip, slander, and any form of negativity from others. A positive turning of the tide of fortune is predicted. Yeah, like I think some of you are afraid to choose your path because you're afraid of what people are going to say about you. And my loves, my beautiful souls, like I just want you to understand that like if you concern yourself with people and how they think about what you do for your life, oh my God, you will be imprisoned and literally at the whim of other people who really don't do shit. They can't do what you do because they're not meant to, you know? And like that confirms like what I said earlier about the high priestess. Like you see, like she is holding a tongue of a demon. She's like so beautiful and so calm and serene. You have this like lotus, all of this, right? But she, you know, she is clearing out the negative energy and the negativity. And, you know, because she's holding the tongue of this demon, she's stopping negativity in its tracks. And I think that some of you just need to relinquish the fear of what people are going to say about you. And I say this to you because I need to say it to myself. Like, it's okay, you know? It's okay. Like, people are going to talk shit, and like, that's fine. That's their job, to talk shit. It's your job to be in the flow. It's your job to go on this journey and choose your path and move forward. And, you know, people will either be inspired or they will talk shit. And it's not really your job. It's your job just to be and honor that. Also, too, with the tongue being cut out, I feel like because the tongue is a symbol of speech, and, you know, the high priestess also is a symbol of like not speaking, it's kind of confirmation for me that you need to be careful what it is you speak over your life. You know, words are spells, and maybe you're being asked to get quiet to figure out where you need to go so you don't speak a different reality into manifesting and hindering you from where you are needed. Bagalamukhi is about, she's about self-protection. And, I love Kali Ma and all of her beautiful forms, and I'm learning about all these different forms of her. But Bagalamukhi she's about self-protection and understanding our self-worth. And sometimes that's all it takes. That's all it takes for us to stop allowing negativity and toxicity to taint our lives. Like, that takes spiritual strength. So if you've been doing that, if you've been cutting people out, if you've been ignoring the naysayers, like, good for you. Good for you, Pal 3. Like, you deserve to thrive. Like, and like I said before, some of you are not enjoying your journey, and you have to enjoy it. Like, and then, like, another gift of this beloved avatar of Kali Ma is her ability to accurately assist you in pinpointing any sources of sabotage and negativity and remove it effectively. You have blessings coming your way. You have them coming your way, Pal 3, and Bagalamukhi is helping you get ready and make space for them. So just be open to what blessings can be, and like what blessings are in store. Just be open. Like, don't try to dictate or shape how they come or what they are. Just like be open and just remain grateful and stay present. Because to be present there are a lot of gifts in being present, and a lot of people do not really practice, mindfulness and being present. So, I've pulled some other oracle cards, and you have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. It's just like, yes, definitely. And then you have success and magical powers. Oh, I love this. It's like, literally, if you have faith in your dreams and you go for it, you're going to be successful. You're going to be successful. And like, the reason why you're going to be successful is because you're going to be tapping into your own magic. And like, I don't mean that figuratively. Like, we're all magical. And sometimes that magic is dormant. And I think that if you've been feeling like, I need a big break, I need success, it's coming. But you have to bet on yourself. You have to. Like, it's the only way. You have to have faith in your dreams. You have to have faith that your dreams are real and right for you, and they are going to bring you to where you need to be. And, you have success, which is 12, and then you have magical powers, which is 24. It's like, when you end up having faith in your dreams and they bring you success, that's only going to amplify and grow and expand you. And you're going to realize that you've been manifesting, and your spiritual team is working with you to manifest. And that's going to show you that you're magical and that you're powerful, because you are. It says here, success that's true belongs to me, success with honor, integrity. A lot of these people don't have integrity. Stay rooted in your integrity and honor yourself and honor your gifts and your dreams. You have to. And with magical powers, it says, I weave and clear, I cast and know, magical secrets to me now show. It's like, if you know this dream is something important to you, you have to go for it. And like, sometimes it's that knowing that is like, it's in us. It's like rooted in us. It's in our belly. It's in our heart. And like, you have to explore that, because when you do, you're gonna get wisdom. Things are gonna be revealed to you. And for Pal 3, the last card that I have here, I've said this already, but like, I want all of you to feel empowered. I want all of you to understand that you are a beautiful soul. And like, this channel is here to help you cultivate that light and shine it. Like, we all are light. And, don't let anybody take your joy from you. And I just want you to feel empowered after you watch my videos. So like, I pulled a card from an Empowering Questions deck. It's not a tarot, it's not an oracle, it's just empowering questions. And like, I love it because they ask real questions and you will feel empowered. So like, the card that fell out for you is, how have I become me? What am I like? And it's like, some of you aren't even fully baked, but you are where you are now, and that's great. And that's exactly where you need to be. But like, imagine if you have faith in your dreams, who you will become, and like how, and like understanding that because you have faith and because you allowed yourself to relinquish that fear and like not pay attention to naysayers, how that will create a new you. It's like, it's really beautiful. And so that's all that I have for you, Pile 3. I really, really hope that y'all understand that y'all are beautiful, y'all are powerful, y'all are magical, and y'all are here for a reason. You're different, and you're different for a reason. And if no one has ever validated that in you, validate that in yourself. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who is very different from her family and her friends, it is okay. You add value to people's lives, and this is something that I want you to understand. And and maybe your dreams are going to add value to so many people's lives, and you're going to have so much impact, and you're going to look back and be like, wow, how did I become this person? Like, it's going to like amaze you, and you're going to be in awe, because you are powerful. And that's all I have for y'all. I just want to say thank you. Please like and subscribe and comment and share this video. There will be more coming. And if you have any ideas for readings that you'd like for me to do, please drop a comment below. And yeah, thanks a lot for showing up, and I'll see you soon.